Hello, and this is Ms. Friedewald with another introduction to the principles of design. This one is about unity. Unity is related to a sense of wholeness. When everything in your artwork fits together and it feels complete and it doesn't feel choppy, then you have unity. So I want you to think about that if it's a little difficult to understand as the elements in your artwork as being like the members of maybe a basketball team. There are all these separate members that make up the team, but if they're each doing their part and they're good at it, then the team can win games. So your elements work together to make the artwork successful. I like to include this in this section because I feel like this is where a lot of students want to clash with me. I don't want to hear it's my art and it only matters if I like it. It's great that you like it, but you're taking art class to learn about art, not to have your own little personal art therapy sesh. So you have to learn how to communicate through your artwork. And so it doesn't always matter that you like it. I want you to, but what is important is that you learn how to arrange it to make it successfully communicate. So how do we do that? So we have to, first of all, decide on the theme that we're attempting to communicate. That's going to give you the beginnings of your unification. Once you've decided on your theme, you're going to choose your elements to put together. So how you arrange them is where the next part comes in, because you want to arrange them in a way that the viewer looks at them and makes connections. So your viewer has, just as human beings, a natural tendency to structurally organize things in three main ways. The first is proximity, similarity, and the last is continuation. So we're going to look at Edward Hopper's Nighthawks painting for each of these. So with proximity, you have a tendency to visually group things that are close together. And it says this is particularly effective if you use odd numbers. It's called the rule of odds. So in this particular painting, we have a group of three people who are very close together, kind of look like they're looking at each other and engaged in a conversation. Off to the left of those three people, you have this one solitary man sitting with his back to us in dark clothes on the other end of the bar. So his distance from them makes him feel like he is a separate thing. He's not included in that group, and that creates a sense of loneliness. Similarity. So we organize things based on what they have in common, things like color, value, texture, all of your elements of art. So in this particular painting again, notice that you've got two coffee urns that are silver and the same shape in the background. We kind of pair those together. Along the front, to the right of the gentleman sitting by himself, we have the tops of all of these stools visible. So we kind of group those together. In the background, you have the windows with the green blinds pulled down and no lights on. So we kind of group those windows together. So we have other shapes, other colors. What else do you see in this painting that is similar, that groups things together? With continuation, we have elements arranged together so that they lead the viewer's eye through the artwork, showing them how it is to be read. And when we read a book, in a traditional American book, we read top left across the page to the bottom right and then on to the next page. But in artwork, there's no set rule. So you use the visual elements to give you a cue as to how to read the work. So in this example, we have a triangle type form that's created with the bar itself, the countertop. If you look here, it kind of makes a triangle that points off to the dark edge over here on the left. You also have the edges of the diner building itself that also point in that direction. So initially we look towards that left direction in this dark area where you might not would look otherwise, because it looks like there might not be anything important there with the darkness and no figures when you've got so much attention drawn over here. But then that curb brings you back into the countertop, the edges of the doors and the windows. Pull your eye back in here. And that helps to return the emphasis to these figures sitting at the bar and really creates a strong emphasis on that space in between them and the disconnect between the two groups of figures. So take a moment to check out this particular painting and explore it on your own.